I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to take a stand, take a stand. Everybody, come take my hand, come take my hand. We'll walk this road together through the storm, whatever weather, cold or warm. Just letting you know that you're not alone. I'll if you feel like you've been down the same road.
Hello, my name is Nanamika Amia, and I'm the Master Trainer for LYC Corporate Training. Let me tell you a little bit about who we are. LYC Corporate Training is a company that trains and consults on customer service, cross-cultural relations, management, and leadership, as well as negotiations and wealth management. Our training has primarily been in the United States and the United Kingdom, but we are happy to say that we are now offering our services right here in the lovely country of Ghana. But more importantly, we are looking forward to the opportunity to train the staff at Ghana Commercial Bank. Should you decide to select our company to train your staff, there is a wealth of benefits that you stand to receive. We will employ our new and innovative style of training known as cycle knowledge. Cycle knowledge is a component that we have found is not available here in Ghana, and so far we are the only training company that incorporates this proprietary method within our training modules. Cycle knowledge is very impactful insofar as when we train your staff, we are going to ensure that they not only hear what it is that we are telling them, but that they remember it and actually become involved in the learning process and will gladly apply it well after the training has taken place. Too many times there has been training that has been done in the areas of customer service, management, or leadership training where the attendees don't receive enough focus time. They don't have enough involvement and participation in the training workshop. As a result, what happens is that shortly after the employees have attended the training, several days or several weeks later, they have completely forgotten what was told to them because it wasn't interactive. They were not effectively participating in their own training process. Well, I'm happy to say that that is not the case with LYC Corporate Training, and we have numerous client testimonials to prove it. Let me let you know right now, we don't lecture in our training sessions. We instruct, we teach, and we guide. And we have found that that is the only way to instill concrete customer service values that will benefit not only in customer retention and customer recommendations, but also in employee retention and excellence. And as the pioneers and leaders in your field, you should expect nothing less. So, with that being said, give us the opportunity to serve your company, and we will do our absolute best to assist Ghana Commercial Bank in being known in Ghana as one of the highest ranked institutions for customer service, cross-cultural relations, management, and leadership. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the training room. How familiar individuals in the training, now I'm training you all to be leaders, okay? I'm not talking to a bunch of followers that are looking out at my lead. You all are being trained to be leaders, so I'm showing you some secrets, all right? You got that, Samuel? All right, Lydia, you got that? These are secrets that I'm showing you. And one of those secrets is the art of illusions. Leaders have to learn two things. They have to learn to protect themselves against illusions, meaning things that appear one way, but they're really another way. But they also have to learn how to use it to their benefit, morally and ethically, of course. But they have to learn how to use the illusions to their benefit. Because sometimes, if people don't see things a certain way, they're not going to move off of it. They're not going to be compelled to participate in it. They're not going to realize that it may actually be something that's what? Good for them. So sometimes it has to be dressed up in such a way. For instance, if I came out, and I've done this before, I came out, everyone in the audience was dressed up in suit and tie and these things, everyone was looking real nice, and then this bum comes in to the training room, right? I mean, dirty, the slippers are dirty, he has dirt on his face, he's unkempt, and he comes and he sits right beside you, Rosemary, right? Everybody in here be like, hey, who is this guy? What is he? Oh, he's dressed bad, he's not clean. Oh, what is he doing? Please, somebody get security. Get this man out of here. Oh, he is disrupting our conference. He's disrupting our training, all right? Until the bum, the madman that is sitting in a chair, stands up, walks up to the front of the class, and says, greetings, I'll be your presenter for today. I've done that before, just to teach the lesson of illusions. And this is what we do. If someone doesn't look a certain way, we will judgmental. We would judge them. We would say, oh, because you are not in a suit and tie and have nice rings and watches, oh, you're not professional, you're not successful, you're not all these things, you have no knowledge. So we have to understand that aspect about leadership. That appearance is everything. Image is everything. What people perceive is everything. That weighs a lot, you understand? You want people to respect you as a leader or for whatever you're trying to project, you have to learn what do they need to see in order for them to accept me for what it is I'm trying to present to them. You want to be the one who is heard and is delivering clear and effective communication. So the answer to that is practice. This isn't a comfortable thing. Being a leader isn't a luxury of comfortability that you can afford. You have to put yourself in areas that aren't comfortable, but it's going to benefit you tremendously in the long run. All right? Okay. Maintaining communication in adversity, which is a point that actually ties into what you were saying, Kwaku. Minimize mood cycle depression. Okay? It's easy to get depressed when you're having to communicate in an adverse situation, whether it may be a conflict, whether it's an argument, whether it's with a coworker, whether it's with a client that's demanding your prices are too high, or that's demanding you should give them an extension on a contract. You have to maintain communication in adversity. The average or the mundane leaders, they like to withdraw communication in adversity. They only like to communicate when they're saying good things and people like what they're saying and people are clapping and cheering. They don't like it when they have to communicate and someone may come at them and criticize their job or what it is that they're saying or their point or their view. So you have to minimize your mood cycle depression, which is what causes us to want to withdraw. Like, well, I don't want to talk to anybody if y'all don't like what I'm saying. It'll just leave you ignorant to the information that I have. You can't do that. Also, you use clear communication to resolve conflicts or because of some misunderstanding somewhere, some miscommunication somewhere. So, I want you to take this very seriously. And again, with the phones, I know none of y'all mentioned it, but again, with the phones, that I want to make sure that we're not interrupted. Because once this thought is coming in and your mind is interrupted, it's difficult to bring it back. This is how serious I take the job that I do. You understand? And I think you take it seriously because you paid to be here. All right? If this was a free workshop, which it would never be, because that means you would have came in with no commitment, and all the commitment would have been on my part, right? It would be different. It would be understandable if you weren't paying attention. But because you committed and you came, I'm assuming that you're serious about being here. You understand? And besides, for those who, are text messaging, I've been in conferences where they're text messaging and doing these things. And one time I said, let me come over and see what they are doing to me. I was looking, I said, what are they text messaging? You would think that some business deal, will buy 30 shares of Boyle stock and make sure you transfer. It's nothing like that, especially the guys. I see the guys texting. I'm looking, I was like, what are you doing? Oh, darling. Oh, it's been so long. Baby. Oh, I miss you. I miss you like, that's why John miss penalty kick. Oh, baby, I love you. I love you. Oh, I love you like Uyome loves money. Oh, baby. Oh, it's just so long. Oh, I need you like Ghana girls need chop money. Oh, baby. Oh, I'm like, hey, you're interrupting. For the girls, like, that's not right. But I'm like, oh, you're interrupting this very powerful training workshop to. Can you call her and maybe afterwards let her know that you're trying to perfect yourself for her benefit? She should be saying, hey, why are you texting me and you're in a leadership workshop? You need to be paying attention because you need a better job and you need to provide more money for me and I need more shoes and high heels and these things. My hair needs to get done and you better get that training down and stop texting me and wasting time. So, with that being said, I take the attention that you all afford to this training very seriously. And I think everybody gets that. I am not very good at, or it may be a weakness. And it's not always something that you do or don't do. You understand? Mood cycle. We discussed the mood cycle. Right? Let me discuss one of mine. I can discuss it now because it is no longer a weakness. Once you've resolved it, then it does not matter. You understand? But there was a time where my temper was very volatile. The slightest thing, it was like a dynamite fuse. Once you light it, get out the way because it is going to explode. Run for cover. Jump under the table. Hide. Get out of the way. Right? But again, if you don't resolve it, people can use that against you. And I realize that. I realize that my mood cycle is something that has to be put under a certain type of control or else there'll be those who use it against you. I don't care what it is. Even if it is your temper. Someone will utilize something. They will create a situation just to incite you. Because they know that once you are thrown off, emotionally, you're not reasoning. You're not thinking with your mind. You're thinking with your brain again. You're linear. You understand? So even something like that, you have to get under control. Protect it and hide it until it is under control. What's next? Know the difference between an answer and a response. That's going to be good. Certain times people ask questions. They really want a response than an answer. Women, I must say, are historically known for wanting responses over answers. They may ask you a question. Does this look nice on me? How does this look on me? They may ask you a question. They may not be necessarily wanting an answer more so than a response. Meaning, a woman will come to you and say, oh, this girl, she is always talking about me. She's always comparing me to her and saying that, my dress and the way I dress and my clothes are this thing and this thing. What do you think about that? Is she right? Robert, you can't win that, okay? I'm telling you, you can't win that with an answer. You can't win that with an answer. But what she does want is a response. Teresa, Rosemary, Lydia, correct me anytime I get wrong. And the rest of you, anytime I say something that's not true, correct me. but they want a response. They want reaffirmation that you still find them attractive, that they still have a sense of fashion, that they're beautiful, that they're wonderful. They need that. That's not an answer, that's a response. You have to know when to do that. And we're not just picking on the ladies in the group, our future lady leaders. We're talking about people in general. Sometimes you have to know when a response is appropriate and when an answer is appropriate. You have to know the difference between the two. And likewise, if you ask a question, you have to also know if a person is giving you an answer or if they're giving you a response. The package that you're shipping out, is it going to be ready for Tuesday because I have my drivers going to be at the dock and I need to know that they're going to be there. By Tuesday, are they going to be there? Well, you see, we have so many things going on. We have, shipments coming from this place, shipments coming from that place. We do our best to accommodate our clients. Thank you for the response, Emmanuel. But I want the answer. Are they going to be there? As a leader, you need to know the difference between the two. Don't accept a response when an answer is really what you need. We are going to experience it, looking for responses from people, and all we get is a reaction instead of a response. You understand? Or, which is quite famous here in Ghana now, I must tell the truth, that's my job. You will ask a question, and you'll get another question. Right? I have that happen all the time. Ask a question, you get another question. Like, hey, please, driver, yes, you going to Odamasi? I'm going to Odamasi. You going there? See, who are you seeing there? Who are you seeing there? Oh my, does it matter? I'm going to Odamasi. You going to Odamasi? I want to ride. Can you take me? What are you going for? Oh, man, don't worry about it. But you're going to find people who give you reactions instead of responses. You know what you do? You rephrase your question and you ask them again. And you keep asking them until they give you the answer or response that you're looking for. Don't just feel like you're going to annoy them by asking them again. Repeat it until you get what you want. This is one thing that we express very, very definitively in our negotiation workshop, which we have for lawyers, attorneys, and different corporate negotiators. We go through all of the ins and outs of negotiating, how to negotiate, when to create a win-win situation, how to give concessions. When you give concessions, how to ask for one in return, how to ask for reduced prices, and I mean, it's so much. So, with that being said, yes.
I have two questions.
Sure.
The memory and hand.
Sure.
I answered one.
Okay.
The second one is, I want to believe, I could be wrong anyway. I want to believe that the...
First of all, don't do that. No, let me explain it to you. Don't do that. Don't start off saying that you could be wrong. Okay? Because in my mind, I'm already thinking, well, he's probably going to be wrong. No, think, but this is serious. Listen. You want to know these secrets of leadership, right? Don't come at me already demoting your idea and your thoughts and your feelings. All right? Come at me like this is right. And there's something wrong with me if I don't see it as right. Now we have a dialogue and you may say, okay, well I decide to change my view, but don't start off saying, I could be wrong. If you think you could be wrong, then it means you need to think about what you're going to say before you say it to me. Right? There's no excuse for, coming out and starting off with, I think I may be wrong. Quit hesitating. Have faith in yourself, and others will have faith in you. All right? Now ask your question. Many of you have already spoken about some challenges that you're facing with team building, constructing and organizing and putting together and training your team. Well, the power of teams and their cycles. Just as you have your own cycle, your willpower, your mood, your fortune, so do your team members. So you want to be an effective leader amongst your team, you have to be aware of their own cycles, particularly their mood cycle. You understand? It's one thing to want all of your people to come to work or come to your meeting or come to the church or come to the organization happy and jumping and full of joy, but that's not real because everybody has problems, everybody has issues. So as a leader, you're going to have to understand that in people and try to use your influence to persuade them into the proper mood and attitude that's going to be productive for the entire group. Okay? Don't go, oh, why are you mad? Why are you upset? What is wrong with you? This is not the leader of the group. They're not charged with the responsibility of coming with their moods already together, or having their moods hidden and their weaknesses hidden, and then having the front that they want to use to influence the group. That's your job. You understand? So you have to be aware of that and use your intellect and influence about cycles. They don't know about cycles. Anybody outside of here? They have no idea what cycle knowledge is. Cycle knowledge is proprietary information, even though it's a reality everywhere in nature. But it's proprietary with learning your cycles because we're the only ones who are devising a training and consulting component based around cycles. And everyone in here, though you might not have heard cycles presented that way, everyone at some point in this training room has acknowledged the reality that cycles exist, that moods are affected, that willpower is affected, that fortune cycles are affected. I'm just letting you know that it goes high, it goes strong, it goes weak. It goes strong, it goes weak. And as you become aware of it, you will get more of a gauge of, okay, just like Ambrose right here, he learned that, you know what, when he gets hungry, it affects his mood. That's with him. Some other people, when they're early in the morning, their mood is affected. When they're sleepy, their mood is affected. You understand? They say, I'm not going to go or involve myself in anything that's critical to business or to my personal affairs that could be damaged by me not being in my proper mood.